Happy Halloween, everyone. Today, the day I'm recording, is Halloween. Do you like the lights? Can you see them? My name is Azarus. Welcome back to some more Incredibox. Today, we're going to be going into some spookiness a little bit here. We're going to be covering Evadare number 2. And I think I said it correctly this time. I was originally going to make a shorter video, but then I realized that this came out, and I'm like, wow, this is perfect. By the time you're watching this, it's probably a day or maybe 2 days after Halloween. But we're still keeping that spookiness with us, so just hang on to it for a little longer here. But first, let's jump into some spooky fan art. It's not actually spooky themed, it's just some fan art. Alright, we're getting our first, this one's actually kind of spooky though. We're getting our first one coming in from It's Amy. Getting a very demonic looking Azarus here. This was actually based off something, but I didn't recognize it, so. But whatever it is, it's pretty damn scary. And he gives off that menacing aura. Hell of a smile, dude. Very menacing. I like the little shadow in the background too. And the little stars. And man's got some big ass claws, bro. But really setting the mood with this one. I like it. Anyway, we got one coming in from Bino. This one's a little less scary. You can argue it's pretty scary. I'm chasing somebody out of my bread bank. I like that. It's the vault where I keep all of my tons of bread. And you're asking, how do they not get stale? I have my methods. So clearly somebody was trying to break into the bread bank, chasing them out menacingly. But this is great. This is awesome. We also got one coming in from D6 Ian. Just kidding, Dylan. Getting another recreation of the Incredibox mod thumbnail. Again, solid mod. Solid thumbnail recreation here. Oh, the Polo is continuing to flip us off. No, that's cool. But really be liking Dylan's style here. It's very like, you know, cartoony, but there's a lot of detail to it, especially like the gleam on the glasses and like the shading to it. And there's also like some kind of texture on the fan art itself too. And then there's that outer glow. Yeah, this is awesome. And of course, me and that one Polo holding some purple or pink flames. Next up, I got one coming in from Moregano. Oh lord. Oh wow, this is actually insane. This is a really cool recreation of the, yes, the recreation of the Globler. Still one hell of a name for a mod. But this recreation is absolutely insane. You can see in the front I am hallucinating. Probably from a collection of mushrooms. Anyway, the Polo's eye's falling off. Yeah, it fell off like in the middle of the mod, and it will never come back unless you reload the mod. That's a really cool detail. The forest dude in the background. And I like the background. It's very mystical, very trippy. Yeah. Another mod that was very trippy was Spangle. But good lord, this is a fantastic recreation. The shading is immaculate. The Polo recreations are so good, and I absolutely love it. And then last one we got, oh, okay, we're getting into some cold. You know what? It is getting a bit cold outside, so this is pretty accurate. Now, I think this is the Cold as Ice. Is this the Cold as Ice mod? Ice Cube. Oh, yeah, the Ice Cube Polo. Huh. Yeah, then the snowman. I think this guy was rapping, and then I was frozen. I like that thumbnail. In addition to that, it's like pixely. It's like pixel art. Fantastic recreation though. I absolutely love it. But I do appreciate you guys sending in your artwork. Fantastic thumbnail recreations in this one. We're gonna get into some Turna. Some tuna. Has a lot of protein. Into the credits, this model was made, of course, by Rem with the help of Cold Seamer, Charles, and person from Brazil. And of course, if you want to check those out, it's going to be down in the description. Anyway, we're gonna get into some Turna. This is pretty interesting. We got the guy from Chapter 1, and then of course we had full stop punctuation. That was an amazing mod, and I absolutely love that thumbnail for it, so hopefully this thumbnail is good. Now that probably isn't going to be, but whatever, you know, Turna. We have a bonus to this as well. Anyway, spooky. I like the purpleness of it. The little clouds in the background or the mist. Very nice. Sets the tone. We're gonna get into the first beat. Hopefully this is pretty spooky. Let's make them all even. Look at them. They're all the same height. So nice. Let's go over the first beat, see how it sounds. Starting off with the kicks, we got a very bassy kick in here. It sounds very nice. Nothing too crazy going on here, but I do enjoy the flow of it. It sounds very nice. Definitely giving off some Halloween vibes with the purple and orange. I like it. I like it. It's just like my lights. But we're gonna move on to the second beat. Some kind of mask. Hopefully it's a scary mask. Okay, so it sounds like the claps in a way. Very interesting Polo creation. I actually like how he looks, but I feel like that might strike a few people's, like, what is that called? Tryptophobia or something like that? When it's like a fear of like many holes. It's like kind of disgusting. I don't have a fear of it. I'm not going to show a picture of an example. You can go and look it up. But it appears like they're all eyeballs, which is very interesting. But beats are sounding pretty nice. We're going to move on to the skull. Amazing. I love that. Fantastic beat. It sounds like a clicker. I feel like that's a monster, right? Anyway, the animation is fantastic on that. I like how every sound it makes, it's like a movement of the eyeballs or like the skull inside, which is really cool. Is that a vat with a skull? Yeah. We're gonna move on to beat 4. Got the glasses. That was insane, actually. Holy crap. That sounded like almost like a clock. Hell of a beat. Good lord. Damn, this is gonna be one hell of a beat set. I can already kind of tell with this one. But I feel like oh wait, this looks like the pumpkin. The suit he has on. It's pretty nice. Okay, we're gonna move on to this last beat here. I think it's the pumpkin. Dude, I love that pumpkin guy. He's been in every version. I think every version. Fantastic that they're bringing him back. My guy's beatboxing. He sounds great. So I tell you what, I'm pretty excited to throw these together at least. But we're going to get into the effects now, see what we get. Is this one going to be the bass? That's the question I have. Hitting us up with a beat 6. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? That should be purple. No, that's cool. That's great. Some of the like there are a lot of mods that we've covered. A lot of the some of the effects are usually like a beat 6 basically. I might have to throw this in with the beats. This guy's bandaged up. What happens? We're gonna move on to effect 2, the heart. What a fantastic effect. Okay, that was the bass. It was more like electric, dude. I think the style of the polo as well gives off a very like metal vibe. I'm just basing it off of the spikes on the shoulder, but has a bandana on, has a hell of an afro. Cool polo creation, dude, and I love the bass. But on to the next one, we got the ghost, the ghoul. I mean, come on, that is the classic ghost sound. Is that a theremin? I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong, or I might be a little wrong with that instrument name, but it's something like that. It's literally like an electrostatic musical instrument where you can put your hand and do all that. And make some spooky noises. Ooh. Very fitting with the theme here. The ghost, clearly some kind of outfit. it's literally a blanket. Anyway, we got, oh, is that a jellyfish? We going underwater? Alright, we got effect 4. That was a very weird polo. I don't know what's happening to his head, but it has his mouth. His mouth is connected to whatever contraption was that was on his head. Pretty insane. It sounds like a radar. Alright, we're gonna move on to the, yeah. We are getting an actual clock. We had a beat that sounded like a clock, but this one is the clock. It's the melting clock. No, I don't have it here. I actually used to have a toy, not really, it was a clock. It was an actual clock, but it was like melted. But it was like an effect thing where you can put on your desk and it looks like the clock is melting. Hell of a set of effects here. We're gonna move on to the melodies out, so we're gonna get the, oh wait, and we know this polo. What a throwback. Again, and getting another polo that has been in other versions. It is always cool seeing them come back. That was good. I like the glitchy sound at the end. This one also kind of sounds like a radar in a way. Wait, we also know this polo here. That icon looks very familiar. But we're going to move on to Melody 2. Wow, that one might be my favorite melody. You might see that a lot in this mix. I like the flow of that one. It also gives off a very Halloween-y kind of vibe. I like how it gets a little bit more aggressive towards the end of the loop as well. But we're going to move on to another polo that we've seen in previous mods before. I don't remember which ones, but... that hit me hard. I remember the polo. I don't exactly remember. That might be from chapter 1, like the first mod. And continuing with the spooky Halloween themed melody. I like it. It's like a xylophone, right? Anyway, we got melody 4 here. Let's hear it. Whoa. This guy is messed up. Keep that mask down. No, my bad. No. That was a little rough. Your guitar solo, your riff, that was fantastic. That was great. But he's wearing a welding mask, too. He's also, like, electric. I'm actually curious what happened to the dude. What happened to his face? Like, are you okay? But next up, we got the 5th melody. Oh, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. That one is very weird. I would have never in a million years have guessed whatever the hell that was. What even was that? That is that's a creepy one. It sounds great. It sounds amazing. We're gonna move on to the voices. Let's purge that from our minds real quick. Let's go over the voices here. We're gonna get lyrics. Oh yeah. Wait, PFB is in here? Lyrics. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, doesn't he kind of look like the dude or from the demons from what was that show? What was that movie called? The Demon Hunter. K-pop demon. Yeah, K-pop demon hunters. Does that kind of look like their outfit? Anyway. Disregard that. Crazy vocals. Sounds amazing. Definitely in a different language, but like, what are we summoning something? Because it could very well be. Someone let me know what that Polo says down in the comments. I know somebody knows. Let's move on to the second voice here. Another fantastic voice. Vocals are insane on this one. Again, in another language. No idea what it says. It could be summoning something. I hope that one of them is in English so that I'm not accidentally summoning a demonic creature into my house. Let's hear the next one. I feel like this is going to be a choir. Not quite a choir, but that sounds great. Voices, the singing on that is immaculate. Polo creation is pretty crazy as well. It looks like some bandages are holding the guy's head together, because there's very defined cracks in his head. But only imagine if those are removed, his head is going to fall apart. And that's not very cool. Damn, that does sound good. That does sound good. Alright, we're gonna move on to the eyeball. That is one hell of an eyeball. Holy crap. It's not what I was expecting. A cyclops, if you would. Holy damn. So the Polo's entire head is basically his eyeball. Which, damn, that must be some 20/20 vision. You must be able to see everything. Okay, anyway, that sounded great though. Let's move on to this last voice here. What are we gonna get? He just made the whole Polos vibrate. His scream was so loud, he made everything shake. What a very minute detail, but like very cool that they added that. No other Polos affect like the UI like that, but this one does. I like that. Okay, we have a hell of a set here, and we're gonna put them together. I am going to put this one with the beats as well. Should I? No. You know what? I'll keep them separate. They belong separate. But let's go over the beats and see how they sound. Oh my god. Those are some crazy ass beats, bro. Those are insane. Those were already insane. And then we have another beat set here. Like that, this is crazy. But next to moving on, we have the melody effects. Very spooky. Very spooky. But I'm vibing with that set of effects though. And now that my shivers are very well timbered, we're going to move on to these melodies and see how they sound together. This one's going to be a little spooky. Those are some crazy melodies. I like all of them. The guitar riff is insane. Insane. And then this thing is purged from my memory again. I'll tell you what though, that guitar riff needs a beat. Well, last up we got the voices. Let's see how they sound. Definitely some great voices, man. The vocals are amazing. And I'm also realizing that these loops are super short. Nonetheless, crazy set. I really like how this guy shakes the whole UI here. But now that yours and my shivers have collectively been timbered, we're gonna go ahead and make a mix here. And I'm pretty excited for this one because this one is giving me some spooky shivers. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a nice spooky beat. right back into the Halloween spirit with this kind of spooky, creepy vibe that this gives off. Kind of like intense also, especially considering the guitar riff we got here. It sounded pretty damn insane altogether. But we do have a bonus to cover. Let's go ahead and cover it. See how it sounds. Well, I can definitely tell that that's going to be leading up to a second and possibly a third bonus in the future. Possibly try to recreate that as well. Is she trying to document them, potentially? But this is insane. Insane Halloween mod. I'm glad I was able to check this out today. But, of course, I do want to know what you guys think. So definitely leave it down in the comments, you know? Spit your facts down there, you know? But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed because I did. And I'll see you guys in the next video.